We're doing it again. I really had not planned to film a second episode of this, but I had so much fun doing this the first time that I just couldn't not. As I'm filming this, it is the middle of October. I fully suspect this video is not coming out for a hot minute. These are the books left over from my blindly picking my October TBR and then the first time I did this video. So we had books 1 to 30, we now have some of books 1 to 30. These are, I think there are 19. These are the 19 remaining books. We are once again going to blindly pick 3 books and we're going to read them together in this video. The first time I did this, actually I won't tell you what I got last time, you can go watch it. I have been reading recently so much thriller, and while I have been saying how much of a thriller mood I am in, I've been reading a lot of thriller. I know for a fact that there are so many genres in here, except that the last 2 times I've done this, we've been pulling a lot of thriller. So my hope is that I've pulled most of the thrillers out of here and we can get a bit more of a mix. I don't really know what I'm in the mood for. I'm kind of still in my romance slump, although I'm coming out of it a little bit, so I wouldn't mind a romance, but it's not my top choice. I think I would just like some straight literary fiction. I wrapped these up so long ago, so I cannot remember what's in here. The only one that I remember that's in here that I would kind of vaguely like is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. That would be nice. It's one of the bigger books, so I'm thinking maybe 16 or 14, maybe 10, maybe 1, I don't know. I think maybe one of those 2. But I don't get to decide, the random number generator gets to decide. So we're gonna pull her up and we're gonna see what our first book of the video is. Okay, we are doing 1 to 30 on the number generator. If we get one that is gone, we will just roll again. Okay, ready? What do we got? Number 2. See, it's one of the bigger ones, but I know that that's not Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. No, I'm suddenly nervous again. Okay. I have a weird feeling that it's The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. I will open it so that you can see it first. Oh my gosh, please do a good one. No, I'm genuinely scared now. Okay, no, it's actually not a big deal. Okay, book number 2 is... I recognise this cover. I recognise this cover. What is it? Oh, okay. 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 I do not recognise this cover. I don't know what I thought this was. Okay. Fantasy. Oh no. If you've ever been here before, you will know I am not a fantasy reader. This is, oh, I want to say this is YA as well. Oh no, now I'm scared. No, this is why this is good, because it makes me pick books that I would not necessarily go for. I'm sure this is going to be great. I know this is really beloved. I'm just scared of fantasy. I've said it time and time again. I don't read fantasy. I've just never gotten into the genre. And yeah, all the fantasy that I've read, I've enjoyed. I just don't ever reach for it. She is about, oh gosh, no, 380 pages. That's actually not that bad. He says, this is Reds Against Silvers, Prince Against Prince, and Mare Against Her Own Heart. So I'm guessing, is this a romantasy? I'm guessing. Okay, it'll be nice. I've not read a fantasy book in, gosh, ages. Like ages and ages and ages. So actually, maybe it'll be nice to have a little bit of a mix-up. We're gonna start reading this now. I have good news and I have bad news. Let's do the bad news first, because I feel like I personally always want the bad news first. So I very much had it in my head that this was a standalone. It's not. I was just looking it up on Goodreads. There are about 7,000 books. I mean, I don't think you have to read all of them. There's a 0.1 and a 0.2 called Queen's Song and Steel Scars, which I'm assuming are prequels. Oh wait, and Cruel Crown, which says it's 0.1 to 0.2, whatever that means. Then there is 4 main books, then a 4.5. There's a whole other list of things which I think might just be special editions, but there's at least 4 main books and 2 prequels and a novella? Question mark. Why did I think this was a standalone? Silly me thought this was just like a quick little easy one and done situation. Because if you know me, I'm not much of a series reader, I can't lie. This was mistakenly done. However, on to the good news, I am only 48 pages in, so early doors. But I'm really quite enjoying it. So if we continue on this streak, and again, it's early doors, I don't necessarily mind that it's a series, but I just didn't know that I was committing to a series. But it's like very quick pace. It's really giving me like, you know, that Divergent, Hunger Games, that kind of era of dystopia books. It's really giving me those nostalgic vibes. I'll give you like the briefest synopsis ever because I do sort of feel like I'm the last person on the planet to read this book. But we're following Mare, who is a red blood, except I haven't got to this yet, but it's on the back of the book. I don't think she is a red blood. We're following Mare, who is basically about to be conscribed into the army. We have the Red Bloods and the Silver Bloods. The Silver Bloods are the elites, they have powers, and then we have the Red Bloods who are basically like below them. They are the commoners. It's quite a simple like world building, which love because I am not a fantasy reader. So far anyway. Very easy to read, very quick, like it was straight in. There wasn't loads and loads of like unnecessary world building where it was just pages and pages of information. The information's there, but it's actually done really, really well. So the story is moving very quickly. I was just on the train today to go and see my agent, so I was just reading it on the train, and I've actually not been feeling very well today. So like all of the elements where I was busy, I was tired, I was distracted, I was feeling ill, and yet this captured my attention. So that's a very strong start. I'm having a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking because I really have nothing else to say because I'm 50 pages in. It has been about 2 days since I last spoke to you. I am still reading Red Queen. Let's quickly address the elephant in the room. I have not gotten heavily tatted since I last spoke to you. I went to a Halloween party. I actually went like as a doctor, I had like scrubs and like a surgical mask and stuff, but we went to the pub before we went to the party, and my friend had a bunch of tattoos and she didn't want them because she was dressed as Wednesday Addams. I actually don't really know why she bought them, but she was like, do you want them? And I was like, yeah, why not? Can't lie, I'm kind of vibing with them. I really, really want tattoos. I'm quite an indecisive person, so I can't settle on any designs. I mean, I'm not gonna get like a massive spider, but it's making me realise I definitely want tattoos, but not these ones specifically. Anyway, all of that to say, ignore my arms, but I'm still reading this. We're on page exactly 100, and I'm going to try and make some progress today because this is very, very easy to read. I just haven't been making the time over the last few days, so we're going to read now. Pick a movie, I'll pick you up, we'll go eat sushi. Guys, last night I made it to page 270 of Red Queen, so about 2/3 in now. I'm getting really into it, to the point where I had to go to work last night and I literally didn't want to put this book down. I was sat there like reading until the second I had to leave. Like I had my shoes on, I was like ready to go, and I was just like, I just want to finish. I feel like I haven't had that feeling in actually so long. I've been enjoying the books I've been reading recently, but I haven't had that feeling of I really want to keep reading this. I don't want to go do whatever I have to do. I want to just sit and finish this book. I am going to finish this book today, and I'm going to continue the series as well. I like wasn't sure at the start because, as I said right at the beginning, I didn't know this was a series, and I don't really read that many series, largely because I just never finish them. I just never do. But I like want to continue this series. Someone kind of maybe let me know the thoughts on like the 0.12 situation, all of those extra books, or can I just read the main 4? Because that's kind of my intention at the moment, is just read the main 4. But I don't overly understand all the others, so maybe let me know if you have any thoughts on that. I'm gonna finish this off today. I'm excited. It's still super quick pace. I don't have like that much more to say to you other than I'm having fun. I'm liking this a lot more than I was expecting to. I feel like I was almost disappointed when I first got this because I just wasn't in a fantasy mood, but I never am. I'm never in a fantasy mood because I'm not a fantasy reader. And yeah, I say this all the time, but I like the fantasy that I read. I think I'm a fantasy dabbler and I enjoy my dabbles. But as I say, I'm going to finish this now and I will check in with you as soon as I have finished it. We're done. I finished the first book of this video. It took me a hot minute, but when I was reading it, I was really into it. It was literally so quick paced the entire time. There were 2 plot twists, I would say, at the end of this book. The second one, I knew. I was so proud of myself. I, throughout the book, was like, I know that this is gonna happen. The kind of first plot twist, nope, did not get that. Wasn't even like thinking about that, so that was cool. What was nice about the end of this book was it did wrap everything up. I feel like sometimes in series, you kind of commit to this first book and then you almost don't really get anything. Like you will just get a bunch of world building and some characters, and then it almost just sets up a plot. Whereas I feel like this actually had a full story arc. It almost could be read as a standalone. Actually, I think it fully could. Every single like question that you have in this is answered, but where it leads off, it kind of is just like, now we have like a new thing to like work towards, I guess, but it's not, it's like a separate story, kind of. I don't know if I'm really making sense. I think you totally could read this as a standalone if you wanted, but I think I'm gonna continue. I think I am. The kind of small bits of romance that we got, I was vibing with. They were fun, and I also liked that they were quite small. They were just little bits. I'm assuming that's gonna ramp up in the next ones, but guys, I liked this book. I had fun. I don't know why I sound so surprised, but this is kind of honestly a book that I've maybe been avoiding a little bit, just because I knew it was YA and I knew it was fantasy, and that just, neither of those are my genres. But this is why I read all genres, because sometimes you just mix it up and you go, actually that was really, really fun. Like, I think it's a relatively simple fantasy world. I don't know what the experience would be like if you read a lot of fantasy. I've read about 5 in my entire life, so I can't be a judge for that. But having read 5 fantasy books, I liked this one. I think that's all I have to say. So very, very glad actually that we got this one. I'm going to pass you back to Past Flo. She can show you the second book. Let's just say it's something different. Welcome back. We are about to pick our second book. Obviously, I am filming all of these at the same time, so I don't know what I thought of the first book. It was a fantasy, so that's... hopefully I liked it. I don't know. But we are now going to pick the second book. I'm just going to wait for the building to stop. We still have books 1 through 30. We now have 18 remaining, and we're going to see what we get next. August? Yeah. What do we get? Number 4. Number 4 is gone, so we will roll again. Number 12. Number 12 is also gone. Third time lucky. 21. 21 is still there. Oh gosh, okay. I'm so sorry if you can hear the hammering, by the way. Okay, another kind of medium-sized one. I'm pretty confident this will be a different genre because I don't think there was much fantasy in here, but famous last words. Why can I not open this? I'm really nervous now after that first pick. Oh gosh, okay. Okay, are we ready? Oh, it's floppy. Does that help me? No, I have no idea. Okay, it's another thriller, which is exactly what I said I didn't really want. Oh no, this isn't going brilliantly. Okay, no, it's fine, it's fine. The thing is at the start of this month, I really, really, really wanted thriller. And the universe granted me what I wanted. So I literally only have myself to blame. This is The Beach Party by Nikki Smith. I'm suddenly realising I don't think I said the last name of the last book. It was Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I don't think I ever said that. Anyway, this is The Beach Party by Nikki Smith. This is a now and then timeline, so 1989 and present day. Some sort of murder mystery set on a beach, and that's all I know about it. And part of me is sad that I have yet another thriller, because I'm scared that I'm putting myself in a thriller slump because I went so ham on the thrillers. Then my entire October TBR was thrillers, so that was all I read, and it's just been a whole thing, but it's fine, I'm being dramatic. Looks like short chapters though. Do you know what, I'm being negative. It's short chapters, it's dual timeline, and we just read a fantasy, so at least it's different. I'm gonna go in with an open mind. This is one that my mum read and she really, really enjoyed it. And I like a thriller book, and it's the perfect time of year for a thriller read, so I think I'm just being a bit dramatic. We're gonna go in and hopefully we have a good time, and we will be starting The Beach Party next. Okay, before we get on to the book update, and I will update you on the book because I have made good progress, I think I'm around 40% in, we first need to do some introductions. I have a new friend for you to meet. He's called Blue, he's an axolotl, and I love him. I got him yesterday. I think he's the coolest thing ever. I'm obsessed with him. I'm so happy. Look at his little smile. Is he not the cutest little thing you've ever seen? I'm obsessed with him. Anyway, I'll pop him here while I talk about the book. As I say, I've made it to page 158, so roughly 40% in. I have actually read all of this in one sitting. I didn't actually realise I'd read so much. It is very short chapters, pretty quick pace, so it's like quite easy to read. So far we're basically following 6 people. Will say took me a very long time to figure out who was who and how like related each of them were to each other, like their relationships. They introduced all 6 of them very quickly. I don't know, I just got a bit confused. It might be a me issue, I'm not sure. I think I've got my head around it now. No, I've definitely got my head around it now, but kind of only in the last few chapters or so. But yeah, we're basically following these 6 people who have gone away to a villa. The villa like belongs to one of their parents, belongs to Nina's parents. She's like main girl of the group and everyone's kind of obsessed with her in like a different way. And we know that something has happened. They all go to university together and something happened at university that they have covered up. What that thing is, I'm very confused because I assumed it was a murder at first, but the more they talk about it, it sounds like it could be to do with, I won't say because I don't want to spoil anything, but like I literally don't know what that thing is, but I don't think you're supposed to know at this point. But the point I'm at now, they are kind of getting into more trouble. That's kind of all I really have to say so far. Like, not loads has happened. The last 20 pages or so, something quite big has happened, so I'm guessing this is now kind of the turning point and we're going to start seeing like what they're going to do next. I am engaged though. It was a little confusing at the start just because I kept getting all of the characters muddled, but I think I have my head around them now. The plot is moving quickly, the chapters are short. I think those are all my updates. To be honest, I mostly just wanted to introduce you to Blue because I am obsessed with him. I'm up to page 281, so 3/4 in. I only have pretty much exactly 100 pages left. I think 101 to be precise. Now, I would never lie to you. I have been reading this book for so long. I have just been in quite a hardcore thriller slump because I read too many in October. But I will say, I've gotten really into it in the last, I don't know, 100 pages or so. Like, I've gotten really into it. It's kind of like we're in car crash territory at the moment. Everything is going wrong in a sense that it's almost giving me anxiety. These characters have done so much wrong, like so much, over and over again. And some of it we know about, some of it we don't. There's a bunch of stuff in the past that I thought was one thing and it sounds like it's actually a few different things that they've done in the past. In the present, we're kind of following this one big thing that happened about when I last spoke to you. We're kind of following the fallout of that thing. That one is written really well because it's kind of like what they've done is wrong, but you kind of understand why they keep doing worse things to cover it up. You can kind of see their like panic. It's definitely wrong. 1000% wrong, they shouldn't have done it. But you can kind of see how they're getting sucked into this, like, we have to protect ourselves. It's giving me anxiety, but I will say, super, like, quick-paced, easy to read, which is what I've been craving. Even though I keep saying I'm in a thriller slump, I've also been saying that I've just really wanted easy reads at the moment, and that is definitely this. But as I say, just a tiny little bit left to finish, so my plan is to finish it this evening.
My, oh my, we both look so fly like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My, oh my, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they want to be like us.
Okay, this lighting really sucks, but it's late. There's nothing else I can do. I finished the second book. I'm proud of myself. In the end, this took me, I mean, don't get me wrong, it took me a long period of time to read it because I was putting it off. I was procrastinating, but actually sitting down reading flew through it. It was just quick and easy and like thrilling the whole way through, which is like, that's what you want from a thriller. It was fun. The ending kind of went like crazy. Like they did a lot of stuff. I also liked the subplot of the relationships, particularly Nina and Seb's relationship. I won't obviously say anything in terms of whatever, but I just found that kind of character study quite interesting. I found their dynamic really interesting. But yeah, I feel like I don't have loads more to say than I did when I last spoke to you. She was quick, she was fun. I think it was just exactly what I was craving. I was just craving something that was easy, particularly when I felt, well, I still kind of feel, but less so. I was feeling very slumpy before, or very much on the verge of a book slump. I think this actually kind of helped me feel less like that. Because every time I pick this up, I mean, the chapters are short and the text is big, so it's largely that. But every time I pick this up, I would just read 100 pages and not notice. Which is like the feeling I want when reading books. So, all in all, a pretty solid second read. We are back with our third and final pick of the video. Obviously, I don't know what I thought of the books. I feel like it's not gone exactly the way I would have hoped, because I got a fantasy and I don't read a lot of fantasy, and then I got a thriller and I didn't really want more thriller. But hopefully I enjoyed them nonetheless. We're about to pick our third and final book, and I'm just gonna put it out there into the universe. Literary fiction, please. That is what I want. I'm just putting that out there into the world. Let's once again pull up the random number generator. We still have 1 through 30. I don't think I need to explain that at this point. I think you've got the hang of it. And we will pick our third and final book. Please be good. Okay. Is she focused? Okay. Ready? Oh, well, that was not focused, but it was 18. Oh, okay. It's a broken spine, I think. And I don't have many with a broken spine. Oh, please, please, please be a literary fiction. Oh, I'm like, this is the most scared I've been now for all 3 of them. I really want to like this one. Ready? It's fine. Okay, let's go. It's a matte cover and it is a broken spine. Okay. A romance. This will be, I think, the first romance I will read since my romance slump, which has been going on for, I think, literal months at this point. I mean, there's been a most definite theme to the books in this video, which is I wouldn't have naturally picked any of them up just because of genres, not even because of like the books themselves. I have been in a romance slump for legitimately months, but I have been thinking about picking one up recently, and to be honest, this might be a good one because I've read from this author before. I read The Flatchat, and I feel like she has a kind of unique spin on a romance, and I think this one will also be a unique spin because I believe this follows 3 different women, and are they all dating the same man, or they're all dating 3 different men? I think it might be the same man. This is the third and final book we'll be reading in this video. Hopefully I enjoy all these books. As I say, a little apprehensive going into all of them just because I was really in a literary fiction mood, but that's okay. That's what happens when we randomly pick our books. But before we crack on with reading our third and final book, I thought, because I'm going to unwrap all of these now anyway, I thought I would just do it on camera so you could see what the options could have been. So, number 1 was... Oh! Number 1 was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I really thought it was 14 or 16. Number 3 was Children Act by Ian McEwan. Number 6... Oh, The Drift by C.J. Tudor. Number 7 was Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. Okay, I would have loved to have got that. Number 10, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Number 11, oh, I actually know what this one is. I can feel it through the packaging. This is how you lose the Time War. I can feel the ends stick out a little bit. At 13, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Number 14, this is my lucky number, so I kind of was hoping I would get this. The Night She Disappeared, Lisa Jewell. I do love a Lisa Jewell book, so that would have been good. Number 15 was Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Number 16 was All the Light We Cannot See. Number 22, And She Was Gone, another Lisa Jewell. I didn't realise there were 2 in here. Number 23, The Maidens. 24 was Carrie Soto Is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I would have really liked to have got that one. Number 26 was, I forgot this was in here, The Natural Way of Things by Charlotte Wood. I am terrified of this, so maybe good that we didn't get this one. Number 29. Virgin Suicides. I would have been happy with that as well. And last but most certainly not least, we have number 30, which was Daisy Jones and the Six. Like, I had 2 Taylor Jenkins Reid's in here as well, and we didn't get either of them. I'm so excited for this one as well. Well, there you go. That is all the books we didn't get. I now have paper everywhere, which is good because I have a few vintage parcels to send, and I reuse the paper to wrap up vintage parcels. But those books are going back on my shelf, and these are the 3 that we are reading. You will have already seen these 2, and we are now about to start the no-show. So let's get on with it. My room is a bit of a mess, so we're just gonna not look behind me, okay? I would blur it, but I don't know how to do that. So ignore the background, look at me. I wanted to give you an update on the no-show. I decided to audiobook this one. I saw that my library had the audiobook and I thought, fun, we'll go with that. I am exactly 33% in, so exactly a third. So I thought I would touch base with you. So I can't remember how much of a plot synopsis I gave you before, but we're basically following 3 women and they're all very, very different. I did get a bit confused because I thought we were following the same guy, but I think it is actually 3 different guys. I'm not 1000% sure on that, to be honest. I keep getting a little bit muddled. I don't know if that's the audiobook. I think my issue with audiobooks is I tend to audiobook things while I do other things. I tend to audiobook while I'm driving or while I'm tidying, or I don't tidy very often, that was a bad example. I do it when I'm doing other things. So I feel like somewhere in the start of the audiobook I muddled myself a tiny bit. So I don't completely know if it's 3 different guys or the same guy. It doesn't really matter. Well, it kind of matters. It's not like taking away from my enjoyment, I'm just a little bit muddled, but I'm kind of in the predicament of, I don't know if you're meant to be muddled. I don't know if it's a case of you're just not meant to know yet, or you're very literally meant to know and I just don't. So far, Siobhan is my favourite. I love her. I just find her so funny. I just think she's great. The other 2 are really fun as well, but Siobhan is definitely my favourite so far. That's really all I have to say so far. I'll probably touch base with you when I've read a little bit more. I'm stupid. I must be. I am 50% into the no-show. I'm still audiobooking it, just this is for visual representation. I'm halfway through, pretty much exactly. Something massive has just, I'm gonna say been revealed, but I'm still so confused as to whether or not I was meant to know this. I don't really know how to explain this to you guys properly, because I genuinely can't tell if I have just missed something huge, or if this is the point and you're meant to be confused about this whole thing about, I can't even say because I don't want to give it away, but the whole 3 dates thing. I don't know, clearly my brain is not working. I feel like I missed something in the audiobook, but at the same time, I'm maybe you just weren't meant to know until now. But I feel like you were. Can't lie, I'm halfway in. I feel like I should know what's going on by now. And I'm following most of the plot. I understand what's going on with each of the girls. I've got that down. But the whole the guy or the guys, I'm so confused. I'm so confused, and I don't think I'm meant to be. Except that I think I've got it now. Maybe. I don't know. That was really all I had to say. I'm 50% in. That's all I've got. Guys, I just wanted to say that I am 75% into the no-show. I finally know what's going on. I figured it out. It only took me 3/4 of the book, but I know what's going on. Still no idea if you were meant to know this entire time, but I figured it out. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have figured it out. I have been filming this video for over a month now. I'm proud to say I have finally finished the last book. I finished this up by audio just now. That ending, I don't think if you had given me $1 million and sat me in a room and said, take all the time you need, figure out the plot, get back to me, and then this money's yours, I don't think I ever would have got it. Largely because, yes, I didn't have a clue what was going on throughout the entire book. Still no idea if you were meant to know. And part of me is someone let me know in the comments. But if everyone in the comments says, girl, you were supposed to know the entire way through, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. Because I literally don't know. I don't know if you're meant to think it's 1 man or 3 men. I didn't figure it out until 3/4 of the way through, but I don't know if you're meant to know. Part of me's like, yeah, someone tell me, but part of me's like, maybe I just don't want to know. Maybe it's just better to not know. But yeah, the ending was crazy. It was a good ending. It was very like satisfying. I will say, I don't know like how you guys feel. I didn't really feel like this was a romance. It felt way more just like a contemporary fiction. Kind of romantic elements, but it didn't read at least like a classic romance. Which, to be fair, I feel like that's kind of Beth O'Leary's thing. She definitely takes a spin on the romance genre, which is nice because, as I said earlier, I've been in like a hardcore romance slump for so long. So actually, I think this was a nice one to kind of ease myself in, but I also at the same time don't really feel like it was a romance anyway. But I will say, I am now pretty confidently sure I'm up my romance slump. Like, I'm kind of ready to read like a classic romance at some point. Who knows when that will be. But yeah, we are, after a month, done with the reading, so I thought we would just wrap up quickly. What did we even start with? Was it Red Queen? I read this so long ago. I think it was Red Queen. I was disappointed to get this and then so pleasantly surprised. I really had it in my head that I wasn't going to enjoy that, which this is why these kinds of videos are great, because they make me read books that I've been avoiding, and I really liked it, and I'm excited to continue the series and see where it goes. Then we read Beach Party, which honestly there's a theme in this video. All 3 of these books I was not excited for. I was honestly a little disappointed with the 3 books that I pulled, and actually all of them pleasantly surprised me. I didn't want another thriller. This one was easy, it was fast paced. I had a good time, so I can't really complain. And then same with the no-show, didn't want a romance, but it was something a little bit different. So actually the theme of this video was very much, I got 3 books that I was low-key kind of disappointed to get and then was pleasantly surprised. Maybe this will inspire you to pick up a book you've been putting off, because sometimes you find hidden gems. Anyway, after a month in the making, please like the video. I've been making it for so long. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you want to see this video again. It's my, I think, 2nd time doing it. I love filming it. It might be one of my favourite ever videos to film, so I definitely want to do it again, but let me know if you'd like that. But yeah, thank you for watching, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love you, bye!